Today, we're going to be doing that by using ChatGPT and a couple of other tools to build a profile for Jordan Ellis in LinkedIn. So to begin with, what is our key takeaways for today? First thing, we're going to talk about how you can develop your unique value proposition and what that is. And then we're going to show ways that once you have your unique value proposition and your profile in LinkedIn, you can quickly generate resumes and cover letters with just a few well-structured prompts. And then this is going to give you practical examples that you're going to be able to apply right away. So to start off, first, you already have a unique value proposition. You as a person, your background, your education, your upbringing, to a prospective employer, to your friends, to your associates, there's a lot of value. Gen AI isn't going to define that. What it's going to do is it's going to help you take all of that and say it clearly in a way that is a way that can be packaged into a resume and a cover letter so that when you're presenting yourself in front of a prospective employer or for a prospective opportunity, whether that's a job opportunity or maybe an opportunity to participate in an event, you're putting forward the best version of you that's tailored for that event. So to start off, your unique value proposition really is what you've done, what you were good at, and then thinking forward, what the world is going to need in the future and where you're headed. How do you fit into the future needs of employment? And what's important is in the About section on LinkedIn is that you just don't want to describe about what you've done. You want to show prospective employers the impact that you're ready to make, the problems that you solve the best. What are those skills that really differentiate you and the opportunities that you're targeting next? Now, there's so many different options. At times, it's overwhelming. I've talked to people who have applied to hundreds and hundreds of jobs a week without focus, and they're not getting any results. I've talked to other people, they're too focused. They're just applying to one or two places a month or just waiting for that perfect job opportunity to pop up in their feed, whether that's email coming to them. That's not going to work either. So let's talk now first. We're going to talk about a fictitious person called Jordan Ellis. So first thing is I created a profile for Jordan Ellis on LinkedIn. I have him working at my company as marketing analyst at Data as a Product. One of the things I did is in preparation for this, I started putting together a quick profile. Let me just move this down slightly. We're just saying Jordan Ellis is a marketing analyst. He's working at the company Data as a Product. He has 3 to 5 years experience in marketing analytics. He's focused on digital campaign performance, customer insights, and we're going to say he went to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and he has a bachelor's of science in marketing. So we're going to first create a persona for Jordan, and we're doing this right now in ChatGPT. So we're just using the 4.0 model. So here's how we're going to put him together. Here's some of the focus areas he has: his education, University of Illinois, bachelor's in marketing with emphasis in e-commerce. They started putting together a unique value proposition for Jordan and a professional summary. They started doing a cover letter for him moving into a senior marketing analyst role. So right now we just have a bunch of information, but let's go back to the LinkedIn page and start filling in some of his information. Now, when you're on LinkedIn, one of the most important things you need to do is when you're going in and making updates to your profile is to make sure that you are adjusting your settings and privacy, specifically around visibility. The reason why this is important is because if you start making updates every day or every hour, this is going to start showing up in your feed. So you really need to change any profile edits that you make, turn those off when you're going through preparing your profile, and just turn it on once you're done and settled into what's working. This will spook prospective employers. It'll freak all your friends out. All you're going to hear is, are you looking for a job? Do you not like your manager? So the best thing is just to keep this off while you're going through. Uh, Another thing is you could keep on when you're mentioned to others, but the most important thing is as you're building out your profile, make sure to change your job. Make sure to turn that off, the visibility in your job changes. So let's go to Jordan Ellis. So let's enhance his profile. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add in education. So let's say he went to the Urban Champaign. He has um, he has a BS in marketing. Oh, sorry. He has a bachelor's of science, marketing. And since we said it was about three, we'll say he started his start date. We're going to put that down as he started in September. We'll go back 10 years. We'll go back almost 10 years, 2025. We'll say he started in 2016, and then he graduated in May, 4 years later, 2020. Okay. So we're going to save this now. So now we're starting to build out his profile. The next, so first of all, no, we don't want to post yet to say that he said he got it, but he wants to share his update. Next thing we need to do is get a picture for Jordan. So let's say this. We'll say, now, if you this is you, if you ever notice, there's a lot of people on LinkedIn who have pictures of themselves when they think they're looking best at a wedding with their arms around their best friend. Maybe their eyes are a little bloodshot. First thing you need to do is take those pictures, use AI, get out the background, get everything, clean it up, and make it into a professional, clean version of yourself. It's amazing. Like if you look at my profile picture, I took it in a white shirt and I said, change the shirt to J. Crew, turned it into striped, right? So now we have this image created. I'm going to download this image. And now Jordan Ellis is a professional looking person. We are going to save his photo. Another thing that a lot of people forget to do is to adjust the background. So the background here, we're just going to go with the city background because he's in Chicago. You can, once again, create something specific to you using Gen AI. A lot of people have been doing this. There's stock photos, but make sure to change your the header background on LinkedIn. Okay, so now he's working at Data as a Product, University of Illinois. Cool. So next thing we're going to do is we need to do is work history. Okay, so we'll just get 2 jobs. Um, social marketing analytics. So we'll say he started in summer of 2019. We are going to add some experience plus a position, company, social. He was intern, marketing internship. And we will say he did this in the fall. So we'll say September of 2019, his senior year. Oops. And then he wrapped it up in, we'll say October, November. We'll say he was there 2019. Okay. Location was Chicago, Illinois. Save. Okay. All right. So let's now, I'm just going to fill in 2000. He was at Grubhub as a marketing analyst, 2022 to 2022. So we'll say after he graduated. We'll just add in 2 more positions. Here. Grubhub. We will say he started in July of 2020, and he went through April of 2022. So we'll also drop in his major successes here. And we'll just add in 1 more experience for him. Senior marketing analyst at Morning Brew, remote. Senior marketing analyst, full-time. He started April 2022, then he went through September 2024. Chicago, Illinois. He was remote. And then we'll just drop in his items here. So what we're going to do now So now that we have his profile built out, what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We are going to now save this as his profile as a PDF. Okay, so we have it. What we're going to do is now go back to ChatGPT, and we're going to say based on this link profile, ask me questions to help define my unique value proposition. And then we're going to attach that from the computer. So we're going to go to downloads. So we'll say customer segmentation to tab low We'll say he's good at Python and 3. And he's set up standard processes. Okay, so now we got this. We're going to create a. So now we're going to start with this as his about. So we're going to go back up here to his information about him. We are going to now go to about section. Hang on one second. Let me find that. There's a summary. So here's his summary. Okay. So now what we want to do for him is we want to start now we want to create a resume that we can use to upload and create some job and search for some career. So first of all, the first thing we're gonna do is look what types of career moves could he make. And I'm actually going to switch his marketing analyst here to a senior marketing analyst. Oops, sorry. So it doesn't look like he's going backwards. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to ask ChatGPT so it'll give us some ideas of different career moves, tech forward. You could either go straight up into like analytics, he could work at strategy or leadership. So we're going to focus on strategy roles. So we'll say his goal is to become a product marketing manager, where he's going to bridge storytelling, marketing, this. So let's say I want to update my UVP with my goal and sorry. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have him be product marketing manager. So now it's going to update this into an updated UVP. So I want a LinkedIn summary. I want it. So now what I want to do is turn this into a res. So now we're going to create a resume for Jordan, and I'm just going to update his about section. So you can see we spent about 20 minutes. We've been able to start building out Jordan's profile and getting it to a point where, let's actually close this up. We're getting to a point where Jordan is able now to start looking for jobs, and now we're creating a resume for him. And then I can say, hey, So what's going to happen right now? And then what it'll do, now what we're going to do is it'll create a Word document for us. So next thing we want to do is we said what we wanted to do. Product marketing manager role. So what we can do is we can go now to jobs. We can look for a specific job, for this role. Let's find something that's looks like it would be in his coverage. Like here's one, Thrive. Let's say there's 3 school, like here, Bright Horizons, product marketing manager. So what we can do here is we can just copy in all this information into ChatGPT and then say, so now here's his resume. So we're going to download this, open it up. Give me a second. And so now we just need to do a little bit of formatting. We have his professional summary, experience, education, skills, and tools. And then now we can just create a cover letter. Hang on one second. Let's grab this. And so ChatGPT will create a cover letter to the hiring manager, focusing on his data-driven approach. So what you're able to do is to start customizing your skills for what employers need. Not so much making things up, but looking at the terminology that is used in job postings and make sure that your skills on LinkedIn reflect the terminology that's current. One of the things I always try to do is at least once a year, typically around my review time, go back in once I'm putting in all of the things I've accomplished for the year. What are those new skills I've learned? What's the new value I can bring to my employer? What's the value I can bring to my network on LinkedIn? And I go, I update my profile. Once again, I turn off all my notifications so people don't think I'm looking for a job. And then I update my profile so it's always, it's current within the last year with new and updated skills. So that's what we had today in our Gen AI and You. So we went through how to make a resume, look at different company and role research, uh, focusing on specific companies. If you're going into Fortune 100 companies, places specifically like Netflix, they have very different culture than, say, a place like Etsy or Airbnb. Doing a little bit of background research using ChatGPT can go a long ways into getting your resume and cover letter noticed from all the noise. So, like, let's take an example. We could just say, what be the so by looking at the culture and the two different employers, how would you fit in strengths and weaknesses? So here it's going to put in one of the important things about Netflix is they have this concept of radical candor where anyone can tell anyone what they think of them. So basically, you can tell your manager that their idea is a bad idea if you have the reasons behind it. Um, you have to be in order to work there, you have to be pretty thick-skinned because you're constantly getting this constructive criticism, what they call it, a very direct feature, fast pivots. If you're looking for something maybe a little bit more creativity, individuality, things more mission driven, Etsy could be a good place for you. So you have to look at how you fit into that company, and then this will help you throughout the interviewing processes, making sure to position your skills that are a good fit. And if there are skills that maybe wouldn't be exactly a fit, then in the interview process, you don't have to highlight those as much and go forward. So that wraps up our session today. I know we only went 30 minutes, but I hope you found this informative. If you get a chance, make sure to connect with my first employee at Jordan Ellis here at Data as a Product. He looks like a real person. We already have 5 connections, so uh, let's see how many we can grow. And maybe even someday I'll start applying, see if he can find a job someplace. That would be pretty interesting to see. I didn't want to do that today though, because it's probably not quite ethical to have a fake employee applying for jobs. So with that, once again, thank you. And we are going to conclude our